Hello and welcome to another week in the verse, where we take a look at all the shenanigans that have gone on over the past week in the Star Citizen universe and break them all down for you. So before we get started, don't forget that we do have our competition running this month to win those Tumble Ranger bikes. So don't forget to comment and leave at the end of your comment which flavour you prefer, TR, RC or either, it's all good. So get commenting for your chance to win. So before we jump into the topics this week, feast your eyeballs on this.
Come fly away, I'll take you on a stoplight. Head over heels, you and I will fall again. And then through the magic of moonlight, hand in hand, we'll forget about the world and fly from the clouds. Just you holding me tight. More time I will fly so high the sky. Think I might want on us tonight. Let's start flight with me.
So that was the new trailer for the Origin 300 series of ships, which is pretty awesome. It's the music was just bizarre, but it really drew me to it, and I thought I have to show this. It's pretty cool. What do you think of it? It's really well done, I think.
Yeah, it's a very good trailer. Like I said, the music's a bit kind of it's a bit jarring at the beginning, but it actually fits the trailer really well. There's a few points in that trailer which kind of caught my attention. There's the very first scene where the 300i is taking off from a spaceport. Not sure what planet that is meant to be, but I'm very interested to find out if it's one we're going to be getting in the future. You can maybe see like a moon or another planet very, very close. Obviously the blue skies and the sort of industrialised skyline, very much like the Hurston, but different sort of colour palette, so I'm wondering if it is meant to be a different planet or not. Very, very interesting. Also, the weapon sounds in this trailer, again with the weapon sounds in the trailer, are amazing. That's the second trailer they've done it. Really want to get some of these weapon sounds in game.
Yeah, I can't wait till they actually have that ready for us and can actually bring those in, because it does make such a big difference. I mean, especially to this kind of cinematic type stuff, but just in general, you're flying around the verse and shooting people, having that kind of more immersive, experience, sound makes all the difference. So yeah, I'm really interested to see that.
Yeah.
And you're right as well, looking at that opening scene where she takes off and whatnot, it does look it's either somewhere new or they've kind of done a bit of it looks a little bit like Hurston-ish, but they've just changed the colour palette and added in some sort of stuff in the background. I don't know. Yeah. Very cool though.
And then it goes off flying through ArcCorp, which is pretty cool. And then there's a shot in orbit above a planet. Again, not sure what planets that is meant to be, but there's a bunch of other ships flying around there. You can see a few caterpillars. I think there's a javelin in there, and there is another big ship which just creeps into the screen very briefly. But again, I'm not sure what ship that is. I don't know if it's something new. Don't take it for gospel, but it could be something new. But it's big, whatever it is.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Kryko says it's a new ship. Flame him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. And you know, it's that usual thing where obviously they have so much more control over the way they make their trailers, that they can get some of these shots that you could not get in game. And I mean, if they are getting them in game, they must work so hard to get them. I have no idea how. But yeah, it's I really enjoyed that little trailer actually, and it really does a good job of showing off the ship as well. Because I mean, I think I've always said it. I'm not a massive fan of the 300 series ships. I like them, but you know, I like a more industrial looking ship. But they do a really good job of making me go, ooh, I could fly one of those.
Yeah. So. Like I say, some of the camera angles they get, obviously it's easier for them because they can just get camera angles from wherever they want. But I know some people are able to get this kind of shot, or like fan-made trailers and things. And again, it's something we really need to sort of try and learn off of these people, because I don't know how they do it. It's some sort of strange magic.
Yeah, it must just be time. I mean, I think they just have a lot more time to actually just sit there, put that camera where they want it, get it positioned perfectly, and then, you know, I don't know. I don't know. But if anyone out there is an expert at creating these sorts of scenes and wants to give us a crash course, let us know.
Yeah. Also, the last scene in the trailer, which is quite interesting, it looks like a Port Olisar type station, but it seems to be within a kind of I don't want to say it's within a cloud planet, but there is a lot of cloud going on there.
There is.
Yeah. I don't know if that's meant to be Port Olisar, but it could be a similar station in a different system that will come in the future.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you can see there's like a planet in the background, and or like you said, all that cloud. There's like all this like sunburst type stuff going on. So it's definitely. I mean, it does look a little bit like, you know, you take Olisar and then you just paint in a new background, kind of thing. But it would be awesome if that was a sort of a copy of Olisar, just in a different system. That'd be awesome.
Okay, so first up this week we had a lore post. This is just a story about a kind of renegade advocacy officer doing some shady stuff. The story is called One Last Job. This is part one of the story. It's up on the Star Citizen website if you fancy giving it a read. There's no real sort of big information to take out of this for possible things coming in game, so I'm not going to go into it too far. But if you like a good story, go and read it. And then first up we had the Inside Star Citizen episode. There's sort of three main topics to cover from this. First one was the customization. It was kind of more... I mean, we've had kind of articles about customization a few times recently, but this one was more to do with the web side of it. So when you're customizing your ship, going through all the options and seeing how the colours change or materials and textures change. Yeah,
it was cool. It's really, it is quite well thought out actually, being able to see how all these adjustments are going to look, having all the different angles as well, so it's not like a wireframe or anything boring. It's you know, physically seeing the changes happen inside the ship. It's a very good way of doing it.
Yeah, and they kind of covered the back-end services as well, of how the game reads the kind of file, I think it was they said. So basically you make your customization up and it creates a file for your game, and the game reads that file to bring your chosen customized ship into the verse. They sort of touched a bit on that, which is kind of cool. It's good to see them sort of getting involved, Turbulent getting involved with the whole bridging the web site into the game. Yeah,
it's definitely going to give them a lot more flexibility later down the line as well, with changes made outside of the game to affect the your universe. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then they went on to the VTOL mechanics, and they gave us a brief look at VTOL, which is looking quite good.
Definitely. The thing I liked about it as well is you physically, what I like when they do these videos as well is you physically get to see them doing it. You know, it's not like a video of someone doing it perfectly. It's just a dude sitting there talking, and he's showing you whilst he's talking, and it looked really good. It looked really, and I say this every time we talk about flight mechanics and stuff, but it looked more realistic than the current method of being able to just strafe around and stuff with no real effects from gravity, from anything like that. Whereas that looked a lot more, positional, and really, really good.
Yeah, it can be a bit hard to sort of see the difference of what's going on there, but I'm pretty sure that once we've got it in game and we can actually try the system ourselves, you'll instantly feel the difference of the actual hover rather than randomly just existing in air, being able to turn in any direction you want.
It's gonna really ruin my way of landing.
Oh,
so I like to go nose in. I'm gonna have to learn to fly.
And then last up, they had a quick view of the 890 jump bridge, everyone's favourite luxury liner.
I was more impressed with this than I thought I would be on the second look. The two bridges or whatever they've got going on there. Yeah. But do you know what really caught my eye? And I don't know. I'm gonna ask you to guess. And if you can't get it right, I'll cut it out. No. There was one thing in that video where I went right near the end. Can you guess what it is?
No idea.
The med bay. They showed like a cool looking med bay. Oh man, that looked so good. Yeah. You got the two-sectional med bay, like a proper sci-fi thing, to kind of keep your patient separate. And oh man, even that just got me a tiny bit more excited for medical gameplay. So yeah, it's good.
Yep, just add some xenomorphs in there and you're good.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't want to see anything bursting out your chest, all right?
Okay. Then we had the Star Citizen Live. This was all based on visual effects. The first half of the video didn't really show anything too groundbreaking. It was just sort of covering particle effects. Some of the particle effects are really good, but it's nothing we haven't seen in Star Citizen before, really. Yeah. But yeah, some of the particle effects they're able to pull off now are gonna change the visuals of the game completely.
Yeah, 100%. It's so fluid now in the particle effects that they're using, the way that they're doing it as well to kind of minimise the amount of load on your computer and stuff like that. It's really, really clever. And watching them render those out, obviously in essentially real time, you kind of get to see. You can see the potential of gunfights and stuff like that when you're when these particles are you hit a junction box on a wall, if that's going to be a thing, and it sparks and you get all that kind of, there's just so much potential for it now with these sort of more in-depth particles. Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, definitely. Another main point that they showed was the guest cloud tech, which we've been kind of waiting for a year now. Yeah, this was kind of showcased quite heavily at CitizenCon, and then it went quiet. Now we actually get another look at it. Doesn't look like they've done too much. I'm still wondering why they haven't at least put a sort of basic version of this into the game yet, to create some sort of more effects in space, trying to fill out the empty space a little bit.
I wonder if they've got an actual reason for that, or if they just wait until it's really nice. I don't know.
Yeah, they might be. It might be a resource or system thing. Maybe it's a bit too resource intense. Yeah. Hopefully we'll get this in game sort of around the whole server side OCS server meshing time.
There was a couple of things actually that a little bit more on the kind of the nerdier side of the visual effects part, but they touched on the LODs for particles, which is just incredible because they're basically going to be able to render in these awesome effects that won't have so much of a draw on you if it's a distant effect, but you still get to see it. that's really clever. But the other thing that impressed me is the fact that they've got this kind of optimization for their particle effects and all that kind of stuff, which will scale. So even when you're running the game on lower settings, you won't necessarily have, like, in old games where you put it on low and it's like 8-bit and terrible. It won't be like that. You'll still get a really good experience. It will just optimize it better for lower graphics settings and stuff like that. So that's really clever. I think this game is gonna, regardless of your PC, it's still gonna look nice, which is the real important thing. Fidelity. Drink. Yeah.
Okay, then they went into lightning, which again we've seen very briefly at CitizenCon before. This isn't anything new that we've seen, but just watching the lightning going is just amazing. You can sit there and watch that all day. Yeah,
done a bloody good job on that, and all of the bloom effects and all that kind of stuff. That's what I want more than anything, is to sit on somewhere like Hurston in a storm, or ArcCorp in a storm, and watch that lightning light up buildings or light up the trees. Oh, amazing.
Yeah. Bit of gas cloud tech flying overhead, and then a few lightning bolts coming down and hitting buildings.
Yeah, lightning coming through gas clouds.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Like what are they, like a charged gas cloud? That would look amazing.
Okay, lastly on Star Citizen Live, they had a look at the clouds, dust, fog. I'm not sure what you want to call it. God rays.
Yeah, God rays. Yeah. Yeah, that shot of him, his favourite shot, which was coming through the fan and kind of showing the separation of all the particles for fog and mist and all that. I mean, it's nothing new. The other games do that really well. But I think the difference between this and other games is that this renders it in a slightly different way, in that it's a little bit more, it's less graphically intense, and it's a little bit more pliable in that as the world changes around it, it changes with it. Whereas in other games, it's kind of static in a way. And so, it's really, really impressive.
Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, that rounds off the video coverage that we got this week. We also had the Star Citizen monthly report. There was also a Squadron 42 monthly report, but they are extremely similar to each other in the content that they're describing. So we're only really going to cover the Star Citizen monthly report on this one. Okay, so first up in the monthly report, they've started work on the Microtech landing zone called New Babbage.
Yes.
This is going to be a sort of high-tech, I'll say civilization, that's the wrong word, high-tech landing area on Microtech. Very sort of Origin-ish in shapes and structures. We saw a very brief clip of, I think it was the transit hub on New Babbage, and they had a strange hot dog in place of a train. It was kind of strange.
Yeah, it's very pretty, and like you said, definitely Origin inspired, because it's got all them clean lines, and it looks very, very sort of clean, futuristic. It's really nice.
Yeah. They've also started work on the Orison landing zone for the gas planet Crusader.
Yes.
Well, I say started. Work is actually continued. They've got the basic layout now complete, but they need to sort of figure out where shops are going to go and things like that.
Yeah.
That is probably one of the most anticipated landing zones in Stanton. Being able to land in the sort of outer atmosphere of this gas giant. It's going to be an amazing view, and gameplay wise, it's going to be a quick sort of quick through the atmosphere, land, and then quick out again. You don't have to go all the way down to the actual planet itself.
Definitely, it's going to be game changing in a way, because it means that you can have really quick in and out landings at this place. But if you want to take some time, you can look around at what looks like an amazing place to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be very, very exciting.
I guess the real question about Crusader is if it's going to be full-on gas cloud tech created, or if it's going to be a bit of the gas cloud tech that surrounds a skyboxy type planet, which just kills you if you get too far in. Be interesting to see which way they go with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, also we have 890 Jump and Vanguard rework. They've made quite a lot of progress. Vanguard, I believe the exterior is complete. They just need to sort of go in and play around with a bit of the interior and finish it up, ready for, I think it's 3.6 it comes out.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yep. And we also saw the 890 Jump Bridge already in the video. And I think it was last week we saw the swimming pool. Was that last week? Yeah, I think it was. Okay, they've also started work on a bearing grenade launcher, and let me see if I can pronounce this right. Hedeby Gunworks frag pistol, whatever the hell that is.
Ooh. Sounds terrifying.
Yeah, is it a big hand cannon or does it actually like fire grenades? I'm not sure.
I'm a little concerned about that kind of tech because, especially for things like Star Marine, when sometimes having explosives, rocket launchers, grenade launchers, that sort of stuff can actually be detrimental to gameplay because all of a sudden people who maybe aren't quite so nifty with a gun have, let's say it, a noob tube, basically.
Yeah, killing you from 20 yards away with a rocket launcher, because why not?
Yeah, just point it in the air and hope.
Yeah. Okay, so they've also implemented the first version of server OCS for their sort of internal testing, by the sound of it. So fingers crossed that goes quickly and goes well, and we get it extra quickly.
Yeah, we need it.
We do need it. That needs to get implemented pretty much before any more planets or moons get added into the game.
Yeah, if they start adding anything more, it's already, I think, pretty much at capacity, so it's gonna destroy the playability of this game. So, come on. Okay, they've also started adding a new group system into Arena Commander and Star Marine. It didn't really go into detail about what this new group system is, though. So, speculation go. Maybe it'll be a bit more like Battlefield in that you have teams, let's say 12 people, but then you have groups of say 4 people, and so you maybe. I don't think they're going to do like team spawning, but maybe it will allow for more VoIP type communication between groups instead of whole teams, stuff like that. Maybe.
Yeah, separate the team into squads. Could be, maybe. Yeah,
a good way to go.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. Kind of interested about what this group system is actually meant to do. What we still really would like is to get a group system where, say, one player spawns a large, say, constellation, and 3 other players want to take, co-pilot or turret positions in that ship for Arena Commander. That would be good.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That's something that they've sorely lacked, I think, in Arena Commander is they've got some awesome ships which are combat based but really do require more than one person, and you kind of stuffed.
Yeah. So they also began work on a new salvage yard location. This is going to be somewhere, say you are a pirate and you have blown someone up and stolen their stuff. This new salvage yard location will be somewhere where you can take that stuff and actually sell it, because I think at the moment stolen goods literally can't be sold in game at the moment, I believe.
Yeah, they don't really have like a black market type thing where you can sell dodgy stuff, hot stuff.
Yeah. we know that's coming, but this could be the first place where you can actually go and find a fence, or whatever Star Citizen decides to call them.
Yeah, that'd be awesome though. Having the ability to, do some salvaging, we'll call it, and releasing people of their goods.
Yeah,
and then,
aggressive salvaging.
Aggressive salvaging, yeah. Salvaging without consent. Basically having somewhere to go and flog it. That'd be good.
Okay, level design. So they're rebuilding the comm arrays, apparently. The comm arrays are quite old assets, I believe. They've been around since like the first iteration of the PU, I think.
Yeah.
So they're redoing those. And they're also rebuilding a criminal database. Now, again, it doesn't really go into specifics about what they mean by this. I don't know if it's a location like Korea, or
right.
If it kind of mentions a new mechanic where you will have a consumable hacking chip. So if you want to reduce your crime stat, I guess, you'll have to somehow find a hacking chip, which you will take to somewhere, and then use that chip up to reduce your crime stat, from what I understand.
Right.
But again,
makes sense.
Yeah. It will add a bit more gameplay. I guess the real question here is, where do you get the hacking chip from? Yeah.
Some dodgy person somewhere.
Maybe, yeah. It might be mission based. Maybe you might have to do a mission, and the reward will be, instead of credits, you will get a hacking chip. Maybe.
Maybe.
And then you have to go and get your crime stat down.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, a little bit more gameplay than just literally going somewhere and pressing a button and waiting kind of thing.
Yeah,
just a bit more of an element of fun there.
Other missions are, so they've started on a major mission on the Origin landing area. They've just started work on this, and there was actual mention of a FPS mission aboard an 890 jump.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's currently being prototyped to see if they can do it. But yeah, that could be a very interesting mission. I'm not sure I think that FPS mission aboard the 890 jump is kind of tied in with this whole major mission that will be an Origin landing zone.
That would be good.
So I would imagine there'll be a quest giver there who will give this. I mean, it sounds kind of dodgy. Again, all the quest givers in the PU at the moment are kind of grey to evil people.
Yeah, definitely.
And again, this sounds slightly grey to evil again. I could be completely wrong. This could be a kind of more lawful type mission where you have to go and kill some pirates and rescue hostages on an 890 jump.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I just want to drown someone on an 890 jump.
Yeah. Okay, they've also done some facial customizer enhancements. They're looking at giving us 4 separate heads to blend between, and also a possible randomizer kind of functionality. So if you can't be bothered to play around with the customizer, press the randomize button.
Yeah, that's preferable. I mean, there's only maybe 1 or 2 games in the history of games where I've actually took some time and made a face. Most games I just go, yep, that'll do. Yeah,
I think Eve Online was the one where I actually put some time and effort into it. But generally, I just press random and then go, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, exactly. If I could, literally create my face again, then that's something I'd probably take time to do so people see me in game. But if I can't do that, I don't really care. I'll just be a human.
Yeah. Okay, and last up from the monthly report, we will soon be getting some new MFDs and HUDs.
Yay.
The first version of this is going to be available in 3.6, but only for the Gladius. So if you have a Gladius, well done. You'll be able to see the new improved HUD sooner than anyone else.
And if you have a Gladius, expect a visit from Crying Cow, because we might want to come and have a look.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm very interested to see this new HUD. We need that. I feel like the HUD at the moment's gone kind of fairly basic. And if you look at previous versions of what the HUD looked like, the previous version is so much better than what we've got now.
Yeah, we've been saying this for a long time, that the HUD seems to be going backwards a little bit. Yeah, we do. We need something that's a little bit more dramatic, but still easy to use. They're kind of bordering more on the side of like, it's really basic at the minute, and yeah, it's just not very inspired. There you go.
No. I guess they picked the Gladius first because it's kind of tied into Squadron 42. It looks like you'll be spending quite a bit of your time in Squadron 42 in a Gladius. So it kind of makes sense that they're going to test it on that first and then roll it out to everyone else later. Okay, so there you have it. That is pretty much everything that's gone on in the past week in Star Citizen. We hope you found this informative. If you did and you liked it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Star Citizen content. And don't forget to get commenting on this and every video within the month of June for your chance to win one of those tumble bikes. And we'll be giving them away, we'll just say the 1st or 2nd of July. So keep your eyes peeled for that. So that's it. Thanks very much everyone for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye bye. Bye bye.